Good morning, you beautiful people. Guess what today is?
No, Knife Friday.
So, today we are doing a review on another two knives. I'm going to show you guys this guy right here. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. This is the Kershaw Cryo. Boom! Oh. See that?
What happened?
I just went like that and it just dug into the table to know. This is the Kershaw Cryo. Speed safe, assisted open knife. First thing upon looking at it, it's a sweet shape. It's kind of batteringish in nature because it kind of comes down to this point here and then it just goes like from there. But let's take a look at that blade. Boom. What kind of steel is that, you're probably wondering? Well, I'll tell you what. Yeah. 8CR13 MOV. Look at that. 8CR13 MOV. And this is a Hinder design knife, as you can see. Just a look at that. First things first, let's talk about the jimping, because if you can't hold a knife, you can't use a knife. The jimping is all right. It's sort of rounded off because of how the knife is coated. So I mean, jimping is okay, but the one saving grace is this, the speed safe flipper from the other side. When you close the knife, let's take a look at that. The flipper also locks your pointer finger in place, so your hand is not going anywhere when you're using this knife. It is locked. Speaking of the speed safe, let's talk about that. Last week, you saw the CRKT Ripple that John had. Now, we did a race, that versus his. This one takes more pressure to open, but it means that if you shake it, this thing is not going anywhere. But, I don't know. It's a pretty quick open. Pretty quick. Look at that. Ready? Boom! Shutter speed on this camera can probably capture it, though, so it doesn't look that quick. But, let's talk about the overall construction. This isn't made of aluminum. That's heavy. That's a heavy knife. Not something that you would casually carry in your pocket. But it's a pretty dense, heavy knife. But, I mean, if you want to carry it, go for it, because look how deep that pocket clip is. The pocket clip goes above the actual knife. So this is a, I'll start calling these types of knives submarine. This is a submarine knife right here. This thing lays low in the pocket and gets ready to strike. Again, that pocket clip, just well designed. Also notice it's got two screw points there, two screw points there, there, and there. So you can carry your blade tip down, lefty or righty. Got a little lanyard hole there. Cool thing about the lanyard hole too is it runs all the way through the knife. So if you do put a lanyard in it, it's not going to slack up and get chopped in half by the blade when you close the knife. Just going to go right through that little eyelet. Let's talk about the comfort. Is it a comfortable blade? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, like I said, that little choil there holds it in really nicely. Your fingers just get locked in. The jimping isn't too offensive, like I said, but it doesn't need to be because that choil just keeps it in. My one complaint is the knife is a bit short for my hand. But they kind of fixed or dealt with that by tapering the end of the handle so that way your pinky can go right over it. But you're probably wondering how much this knife costs, aren't you? Is that you nodding yes? Yeah, it was. Well, this was a $39.99 knife. Kind of a lot. But for a knife that is a frame lock, look at that, frame lock, boom, that's a big frame lock, real solid. Frame lock, speed assist, 8CR13 MOV, deep carry, sick looking knife. I feel like $40 isn't too bad. But for 40 bucks, I mean, you're basically getting a Hinder designed XM18 knife. This is kind of like the grandchild of a zero tolerance knife for 40 bucks. So I feel like 40 bucks isn't bad. If you want to be old school, you've got a thumb stud here so you can rock it. Oh my God, there we go. Sorry about that. See, that just goes to show you how locked in it is when it's shut. So if I can do it, ambi. Nope. This is just, oh my God. Oh, Sorry, one more time. Just one more time for the camera. Ready? Oh yeah, girl. But yeah, 40 bucks, you can get yourself one of these. I say it's a thumbs up. Squawk! Squawk!
Make sure you focus it too.
What up, guys? As you could tell from that ridiculous sound effect I just made for you, this is a bird knife. Get it? It doesn't look like a vulture. Look at that, Pat. Does it look like a vulture?
A little bit. It looks like those vultures from the Splash Mountain ride.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Like, laughing place. I got your laughing place right here. I don't know why I remember that. That's from Splash Mountain. But back to the knife. This is in fact the Byrd Cara Cara. I suck at focusing this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. The Byrd Cara Cara 2. This one is in the FRN handle, which is short for fiber reinforced nylon. Cool. Look at that. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the old version of this, the original Cara Cara, but the thing was fugly. I mean, it was straight. It looked like a bird feather. That's what the handle looked like. Did not dig it at all. This one is very reminiscent of like the Spyderco FRN handles, with like the bidirectional texturing, volcano grippy stuff. So I'm digging that. Over to the blade. Look at that massive thing. That's a big old blade.
That's a tasty blade.
That's one tasty blade. But yeah, so closed. You can see it's pretty big. So there's what it looks like in the closed position. Opened up, it's a big old beast of a blade. If I had to categorize this knife into a category, because you categorize things into categories, I'd say probably a big EDC knife, maybe a tactical knife, if that's what you're into. If that's how you roll. I sometimes get nervous carrying this knife, just because it's so big. Like if I need to like pull it out, just to like cut open a package or something, I'm like whipping out like this beast of a blade. I'd rather have something a little bit smaller. And if I do carry something this big, I usually carry like a little Swiss Army Classic or something. Just so I don't have to pull this out all the time. But back to the blade. It is made out of 8CR13 MOV blade steel, which, as you can tell from almost every knife we've had in front of the camera so far, we love. Super high quality, super high value steel. Punched in it is this goofy ass like deployment hole. That's freaking ugly, guys. Look at that thing. Damn, that's ugly. I guess they're trying to like, Byrd is like a sister company to Spyderco, so they're trying to like accomplish the same idea without doing the same exact thing. I think this is just a much nicer way to do it. That is just goofy looking. I don't know. I wish they wouldn't, but they do. Does it work? Yeah, it's hard to do it under the camera, but it works. It feels good. I just don't really like the look of it. And on the blade, up there, you got some jimping. You got some molded in jimping on the FRN handle. That's good too. That works. That works great. And then in the little choil it's got, you got some there too. So you can choke up on this and get really controlled. Or you can come back and have less control. I like this. This is how I use this knife, all choked up. Or sometimes like this. Works. For the locking mechanism, we got a lock back, which is pretty standard for most Spyderco knives. It's what the Endura and the Delica use, and this is basically the Po Man's version of a Spyderco Endura, as far as I think. Big full flat ground blade. The edge on this thing is freaking dirt nasty.
Did you fart?
Nah, guy. Did you?
No, I can't.
But it is sharp, dude. Sharp. Here's your lanyard hole in the back. Goes through the pocket clip, which is the same as like the Tenacious style pocket clip. The only difference is This doesn't have the little Spyderco emblem on it. It has nothing. And it's polished. And it's kind of weak. I can fix that though by taking it off and tightening it up carefully. But other than that, this is a really cool knife. Cool way to close these. Something I've seen a lot of guys on the internet do. You can do it just standard style, two-handed affair, or you can do it like this. Stick your hand up next to this choil, or your finger up next to this choil, press down the lock, and flip the knife forward. And what it does, it lands in that choil, and then you can close it one-handed. And I will literally sit there and do that all day long, and it annoys everybody. But it's fun, and I like it. So there you go. And that's all I have to say about that. Oh, cost. $19. Totally worth it. Like, totally worth it. Also, a pocket clip. All four corners, if you care. But yeah, so, in closing.
Closing time.
These knives freaking rock.
We'll put both of them in the description below. Check out our website at clamsurroutgood.com. But until next time, I'm Pat.
And I'm John.
And we are
Surviving on the cheap. Suck it.